A father is a symbol of strength and a pillar of support to his family. To a daughter, a father is the first man in her life and probably the most influential one. Every child's dream is to grow up with both their father and mother beside them and to show them love in every way possible. But this is not always the case. Sometimes children are subjected to situations that they find disturbing and hard to understand. This is the case with Esther Mukii, who grew up in a family where her father and mother were often in disagreements. This is her story. Meet Esther, born in a family of 6 children and raised by both parents.
Kwa majina anaitwa Esther Mukii Mutua.
She lost her younger sister when she was young, leaving them 5 children. Esther Mukii from Machakos County has lived her life seeing her mother hustle hard to put food on the table.
Uko nilizaliwa tulikuwa wasita. Lakini kuna katoto kamoja alikuwa kasichana. Kalizaliwa kakiwa ka last born, but kakapass kakiwa kadogo.
Her mother was involved in the carving business. She used to sell statues. That was giving her her daily income, and that is what they survived on as a family. Her father was not well off and didn't have a stable job. That meant her mother was the sole provider of their family.
Mamangu alikuwa anaenda kutafuta. Alikuwa anauza sanamu. Hizi sanamu za Yesu, za Masai.
In African culture, oftentimes it is believed that men should be the breadwinners in a family. They often find it their duty to provide and protect. But sometimes this is not the case, like in this situation.
Baba hakuwa na kazi. Mamangu ndiye alikuwa anaenda Mamangu alikuwa anaenda kutafuta.
Esther's father was not okay with the idea that a woman should provide for his family, not even his wife or daughter.
Babangu alikuwa violent. Hakukuwa na amani.
Her mother, nonetheless, was very supportive of their father and did everything to make sure that he got the respect he deserved in the family. Remember to subscribe even as you continue to watch this story. Thank you.
Tulikuwa tunakaa nyumba ya 2 bedroom, tulikuwa wote hivyo. Tumezaliwa. Tulikuwa na shamba.
Okay.
Their mother bought a piece of land from her savings and built a house for the family. She first built a small 2-bedroomed house and then months later started building a 4-bedroomed house.
Walikuwa wamenunua shamba mzuri sana mama. Ni alinunua. Na hiyo shamba tulipata nyumba ya room 2. Sasa hiyo room 2 ndio tumekuwa tukizaliwa hapo tukikaa.
This made their father frustrated, and he felt that all this was a plan to make him look incapable. He turned all this on their mother and started being violent.
Mama akatafuta. Mzee analeta shida, anasema haezi tafutiwa na mama. Analeta shida, unapata mama anachapwa. Ati asiende kazi, sijui anasema akienda kazi atapatana na hawa. Atapatana na huyu, sijui amwache, anaenda sijui kwa wanaume. Ni kazi gani hiyo inaendwa? Haezi tafutiwa na mama.
Beating up their mother for no apparent reason. As if that was not enough, he used to hide building materials as the construction went on and sell them off at a throwaway price.
Mama akinunua mabati, baba anaenda anauza. Mama anaenda ananunua ingine.
Alikuwa anakunywa pombe?
Imagine hakuwa anakunywa. Ni sigara tu alikuwa anakunywa.
Na akiuza anapeleka pesa hapo.
Unaweza sikia hata mabati ameuzia mtu 200. Pesa yenye haiwezi msaidia. Ndio sasa anyime mama. Asikie vibaya.
Many would have thought that maybe he was into hard drugs or something of that kind. But Esther says she never saw him take any kind of drug, except for a cigarette that she says he used to smoke from time to time.
Mama akang'ang'ana akajenga nyumba ingine kubwa ya room kama hii.
Okay.
Akiuza tu hizo sanamu na hizi vitu za kanisa Catholic, rosary kama hizi.
Despite everything that he did, their mother struggled until the construction was over and they finally moved in together, even with their father. Her mother even went ahead to ask their father for a hand in marriage, since they had never done a church wedding when they started living together, only a customary one, as it usually is in the African culture. She went ahead to even plan the whole event, going to church elders and organizing for the wedding to happen there. Even with all that, their father did not agree.
Saa hiyo kufanya harusi, mzee hataki. Na mzee hakuna kitu anaitishwa. Mama anatoa usaidizi kwa kanisa kwenye anauza hiyo vitu.
He had no reason to refuse, since everything was now being handled by the church and all the expenses were being catered for by their mother. They even bought a wedding suit for him, but he refused it, saying that it was not fit for a person like him.
Na yenye alinunuliwa akasema yeye hataki hiyo. Eti sijui hiyo ni ya sijui kina nani. Akaenda akachoma.
And he even went on to burn it. Their mother now had to go and report the matter to the church.
Sasa father akamwambia kuna shida, ni shetani tu. Tutanunua ingine na harusi itafanyika. Sasa kaenda akanunua nguo ingine yake ya mzee.
A new suit was bought and they went on to do their wedding, which ended successfully. And just when everything seemed to go back to normal,
Madhe akifikiria harusi ikifanywa ndio kutakuwa kuzuri, ndio sasa kumekuwa wasi.
Esther recalls a time when her mother had planned a mass at their home and had invited the church leaders. Their father did not like it, and he got ways of disrupting the whole activity.
Sasa akileta misa nyumbani, si ni vile sasa umepanga nyumba hivi, father anaweka vitu yake pale. Sasa akipanga, mzee anakuja anaondoa hizo vitu.
Then one day, something really strange happened.
Kwanza kuna siku tulikuwa tunangoja misa kwa nyumba. Kuna room, sio ni nyumba ya 4 bedroom. Kuna room ilikuwa ya kijana, ilikuwa hapo karibu na sitting room. Unajua alienda hapo akaenda choo hapo. Ndio watu akikuja wasikie hiyo kiharufu
Kwa floor.
Ndio sasa mama aibiki.
Until today, no one knows why and how he got the courage to do this.
Yaani hataki misa kwa nyumba, hataki mambo ya Mungu kwa nyumba.
Everyone was shocked that he could go to the extent of doing something of this sort.
Hiyo misa iliahirishwa. Hiyo haikufanyika.
This really caused shame to their mother and the family as a whole. At one time, their mother had just come home from hospital, where she had taken one of her daughters for treatment. Their father came inside the house and asked for some money from their mother. As simple as this request seemed, things got out of hand when her mother said she had no money, since she had paid the hospital bill and was left with nothing. That is when things turned violent.
Unasema una pesa, unaenda asubuhi unakuja jioni. Akamwambia si nimetoka hospitali kupeleka mtoto. Hiyo pesa ya kupeleka ulitoa wapi? Sijui, na huwezi pata 10 nikanunue sigara. Vita ilianza hapo. Mtaniona leo.
As if that was not enough, he picked up a bunch of keys and threw them to the firstborn kid.
Akarushia firstborn. Alikuwa amekaa mahali kwa kakiti pale kwa kona. Akamrushia na nguvu. Wewe ndio unafanya hii mboma sijui na ni mtoto.
There was a commotion in the house when they later learned that their father had a knife in his pocket.
Nikasema, ako na kisu. Tutokeni nje. Sasa hiyo nimechukua hiyo kisu nimetoka nayo nje ya mlango.
They tried to hold him up as the rest of the family left the house very fast. They reported the issue to the local authorities, who then responded fast. Their father was locked up. Esther tells us that their mother later went to plead with the police to free him up, even though they had asked her not to. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update from us. This is my life story.